For this video, I'm going to start off with the story of how I went vegetarian and then eventually vegan. So it was early 2016. I was on my gap year and I found myself in the dark corners of YouTube, and like I usually do. Anyway, so I seen the video of how animals are treated in the agricultural business, and wow, it opened my eyes completely. It was horrifying. I was horrified. I was just staring at the video just like that. I was completely shook. I mean, to some degree, I guess I kind of knew that this kind of shit happens, but when you watch it and then it's completely different. Anyway, it made such an impact on me. I started crying as I was watching it. And then in the meantime, as I was watching this video, my mum was making one of my favourite meals at the time, chicken. And yeah, so I finished watching the video. She calls me over, says food is ready. So I go up and I'm just like evading the chicken. I'm eating everything else, evading the chicken. And then eventually I get to the end. I'm just looking at this like, oh, what the fuck? I can't look at it the same. All I see is all the animal cost through just for it to get to my plate. And yeah, so I'm watching it, and then eventually I'm like, okay, I'll just eat it. I put it in my mouth and I'm just chewing. I just like, and I can't swallow it. Like I literally couldn't swallow it. It just made such a completely like transformed just that one video. So the point of this story isn't like a vegan propaganda. Most of my friends, family aren't vegetarian or vegan. I still love them, so I don't really care about that. It's basically to show that you can make permanent decisions instantly, reverse old habits that you've done for years and years and years, just like that. From that night, I went vegetarian overnight. Actually, a few weeks later, my mum convinced me to go pescatarian for like 2 days. No, I couldn't do it, even fish. And then one other time, like maybe even a year later, I was drunk and then I had some meat, tiny amount, but still had it. But yeah, twice in like 2 years, so it's not really a relapse. So it was a permanent decision. Amelia Earhart says, the most difficult thing is the decision to act. Everything else is merely tenacity. So that's really the hardest part, just the decision. The choice in that moment of, am I really going to do this? Or that's the hardest part. The rest it's just easy. So in terms of breaking or forming new habits, this is the decision, and there's two ways you make decisions. One is emotional and the other one is logical. So emotional decisions. These are the easy decisions. These are your primal urges, and these often contradict logic as well. So the decision to smoke even though the packet says this will give you cancer, or not using a contraception in the heat of the moment, or eating a whole box of pizza even though you're trying to lose weight. Those kind of decisions. I think you get the idea. And that's your emotional decisions. And then you have the logical decisions. These are usually harder to enforce and usually require willpower, especially because sometimes they contradict emotions, which are way more powerful in your decision making process. And the problem with these types of decisions is that they're hard to sustain. It's hard to consistently make the decisions. You know, life sometimes give you a hook, and you've had a bad day, an argument with your partner or your friend, and then you decide to treat yourself one day. Let's say you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to keep a routine of going to the gym, you've got a good streak going, you know, using that willpower, and then something bad happens, and then all of a sudden you decide to treat yourself. You deserve that, you know. And then you decide to have that ice cream, and then before you know it, you've had 3, and then before you know it, it's a week later. And yeah, your gym plan has been completely abandoned. I've been there. So this is the problem with logical decisions. These are they're possible, obviously, but they're way harder, and it's much easier to target your emotions, which are way easier when you're trying to make a change. Right. So to target your emotions, you're going to need to imagine, because when you imagine, you feel, and when you feel, you imprint your body, your emotions. So it makes it easy for you to act in accordance to that feeling. Now, so you want to imagine whatever habit you want to form or break. You want to imagine the consequences, positive and negative, of that act. So I'm going to pick meditation as an example, and feel free to pick whatever you want to do, lose weight, stop procrastinating, whatever. And then so for the positive effects, so I'll look at all the benefits of meditating. There's so many: low blood pressure, stress relief, dopamine release, I don't know, under pressure. Anyway, there is a lot of benefits of meditation. Increased focus, increased concentration, increased motivation, increased willpower, and just that discipline to do it regularly. That's so beneficial. So that's the facts, if you will. But then I imagine the consequences of these facts. So when everyone's worrying, stressing out about exams or just life in general, I know that I imagine myself being in a relaxed state, calm, composed, and then obviously when I'm calm and composed and centered, I'm just a better person to be around. So I imagine all my relationships flourishing as a result of this. I'm just a more pleasant person to be around as a result of being calm and centered. And then I imagine myself in all sorts of contexts, people, interviews, dates, all these kind of things. I'm relaxed, they're going well because I'm composed, because I meditate, because I'm focused. Then because I've improved my concentration, my ability to concentrate, I can enjoy things like music, films, reading, because I'm able to keep my mind focused at the same thing for a sustained period of time. I imagine the benefits, the consequence of this. If I'm finding it hard to visualize, I write down the consequences. I do this regularly, often, all the time, to make sure that emotionally my decisions are supporting me and attracting me to meditate more and more every day. Now, I do this for the positive, and I'll do this for the negative as well. So I imagine basically the reverse of the positive. So I'm stressed, I'm worried, that kind of thing. And then I imagine the consequences of that. Again, I visualize so that I feel, so that emotionally I'm repelled to not meditate. So I'm attracted to meditate. Then I really feel it. So from doing this, I condition my emotions to be attracted and to support me in meditating more. But this applies, like I said, to any form of habit you want to form. Yeah, so on top of that, on top of the visualizing the positive and the negative consequences of the habit, you want to create triggers, rewards, and replacements. So a trigger is just that thing that exactly that, it triggers you to do the habits. So again, keeping in line with meditation, it can be a reminder, it can be a person, it can be a time of day. You can use Headspace, it sends you reminders, or Calm, or whatever you want to use, or a certain time when you wake up, you go for a jog or whatever, and then that triggers you when you finish to do that. Just create that trigger so it triggers you to do the act. So the trigger, then there's reward. Reward, again, the reward is the act itself, but sometimes the rewards of an act are so delayed, like with meditation, with fitness, gym kind of thing. Sometimes the benefits come weeks, months in the future. So to do that, you treat yourself. Again, you make sure that the reward is proportional to your goal and to the success you've achieved. So if you're trying to lose weight, you can't give yourself a week off and a limited amount of calories to eat after one gym session. It makes no sense. So you want to make sure that the reward is proportional. I don't know, whatever, say 1 week of consistent practice, and then at the end, just treat yourself for the day, take a day off or something. Anyway, so that's reward. And then replacement. So to really form a new, particularly breaking a new habit, it's much harder to just break it and just not have anything to replace it with. So you want to replace that thing. So let's pick an example. Let's say you smoke and you want to stop. You want to replace that smoking habit with something else. So instead of smoking, meditate. When you have that urge, when you have that trigger to smoke, meditate instead. So you want to replace that habit so there's no a cavity to fill. So you replace it. It just makes it easy for yourself. So you're not forcing, you're not constantly thinking about that habit you used to do. You're focusing your mind on a new thing, positive thing, and it breaks that chain, that habit, and it makes it easy for yourself to implement a new habit. So yeah, they're the three: trigger, reward, replace, TRR. Okay, so alternative to reward in the above example, you can use punishment, and punishment is a powerful motivator and can be very useful. So basically, this is based on the psychological decision theory of loss aversion, which is basically that people prefer to not lose something rather than gain something of equal value. So I'd rather keep £100. I'd rather not lose £100 than gain £100 in terms of how I feel about it. That's the theory. Anyway, so with that, you can create some form of contract with yourself or with your friend that if I don't uphold the contract, if I don't form this new habit or break this new habit, then I will give you this money, or etc. You can use there's a website called stick.com, stick.com. Basically what they do is you create a commitment contract with them, and let's say you want to stop smoking cigs. You say for X amount of time I will not smoke cigs. If I do, then I will donate X amount to charity, a bad charity like, I don't know, KKK or something, or the Nazis or some shit like that. Anyway, so you give them the money, they hold the money. If you uphold the contract, then you get the money back. If you don't, and this motivates you because loss aversion, you don't want to lose your money, and definitely don't want to support the KKK. So that motivates you. That works too. Yeah. So back to my earlier story, that vegan, how I went vegetarian. The reason it worked is because it was in line with my emotions. My emotions associated meat or just any form of animal products with the pain of not just how I felt as I watched their pain, but the pain that I saw. And then once I created that emotional conditioning, the decisions were easy. I'm never ever tempted to eat meat, like ever. I don't look at it the same, and it's a powerful tool, your emotions. So if you can really do that, and I've done this too with other things too. I just use my emotions to support my decisions, so that I'm not fighting my willpower. I'm not fighting to instill my willpower. My emotions are just supporting my decisions. So yeah, that's breaking bad habits, how to form new or good habits for you. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. I love to read them. Any feedback, any criticisms, I love it all. I love to read it. If you like the video, make sure to like. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I post every Sundays now, so yeah, you don't want to miss the next video, so just hit that subscribe. But yeah, that's how you break new habits. That's how you break old habits and form new habits. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and have a beautiful week. See you next Sunday. Peace.